Hey guys, welcome to another Trade Genius podcast. Bob and Phil here as always. Guys, massive news. Job layoffs are coming and it's not going to be pretty. And we're going to tell you how we know. Let's dive in.
Trade Genius.
Hey guys, I want to tell you something that we do that really will change the way in which you look at trading and also absolutely help you increase your profitability and how much money you make. It's the Trade Genius newsletter. We put the newsletter out Sunday night through Thursday night, and this really looks at the plumbing of the markets and helps prepare you for the next trading day and help you make money. And we give you a lot of information. We give you market statistics, we give you market levels, we give you the seasonality, what's happening with different sectors of the market, and we will help you identify whether the market's in a bear mode or a bull mode, or whether it's euphoric, whether it's despondent, and it just puts you in a position to be on the right side of the trade. So take advantage of our offer that we have below and you'll love it. I mean, one trade that you make with this thing can pay for definitely a month, maybe even a year's worth of service. It's that powerful. Use promo code podcast for 15% off the retail price of newsletter. Thanks for listening.
Okay, Bob. So, interesting little article that you had brought to my attention and we're going to share with the folks here. And I like it because it's not looking at just the trends or the seasonality of the jobs data that's coming in. Can you kind of walk us through it?
Yes. So what's happening now is this is across the board, across multiple sectors. We're getting layoff notices and we're getting what's called the warn notices. Basically, there's a federal law that says if there's a certain amount of layoffs per number of employees per company, you have to warn them 60 days in advance that layoffs are incoming. And those things have massively spiked up. And I think what's happening here now is that corporate elites are doing their human sacrifices now of employees to try to maintain the margins, to maintain their stock prices. Ultimately, that fails, but that's what's happening, Phil. And here, we throw the first article up here. This is the thing that people always look at the wrong data to make macro decisions. This is what you need to be looking at. Looking at unemployment rate is really a waste of your time because it really doesn't tell you anything, but this tells you what's coming down the pike. And companies are worried that are getting in front of their earnings reports, Phil, by saying, look, we're already doing the hard stuff. Don't punish our stock too hard. We're going to maintain margins at all costs. But as you know, every layoff is a customer that can't buy stuff.
Right.
And at the next one here, if you want to throw this up, I mean, look at the area. We already talked about trucking employment collapsing. But when you look at IT spending, look at the IT consultancy spending first. So I was telling Phil this is, what are we now, in October? I was telling Phil back in February and March that IT is going to be in big trouble here because I have two friends that are in IT consultancy. One's an application person, one's a salesperson. They both got laid off. And both these people are extremely competent. And both these people have made over $200,000 a year forever, and they're gone. And you're looking at 25% of the IT consultancy space is going to be wiped out. Indian consultancy is getting wiped out right now. And then now that's going downstream into tech. You got LinkedIn laying people off. You got Qualcomm laying people off. Just about everybody in the small cap IT space or fintech space are having massive layoffs, Phil. And I think there's a few more in there too. I was just going, Ford's laying off. And it just, the beat goes on.
Yeah, and you're seeing it across all sectors too. That's the interesting thing as well. And then, if I could bring up another chart, so you have the fundamental setup for what we think we're going into a recession, right? And this is typically what you see. You have the warn data. What was interesting about that article, if I can bring it back real quick before we get into a little technical chart, is that the warns warning that the jobless claims rise over the coming weeks. So, forward looking here, we're going to start getting that hit. And, I think we're getting into a situation where there is no good news for the market, because sometimes you're in a market where bad news is good news. And that usually is because they're looking for the Fed to back off on whatever hawkishness that they're doing. But in this situation, you either have a Fed that's going to continue to raise rates because the data is too hot, or you're going to have data that's going to start softening, which is going to bring in the recession fears. So it's like all news is going to be bad going forward here. So basically, keep an eye on the jobs data as we progress here over the next couple of months, because that should soften according to this leading indicator from the WARN Act. So as far as the technicals go, so you have the fundamentals that are shaping up for us to brace for more downside volatility. Then you have, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Now the NASDAQ, that's your high flying index, right? All the tech names, parts of your Magnificent Seven are in there. But notice what's going on under the hood. This is the advanced decline line in purple versus the NASDAQ 100 in black. And you'll notice that the advanced decline line typically leads the move, especially when it starts to run away from the index. And we have a major divergence to the downside here, more so than I think we've ever seen before. So there's a big disconnect where basically it's trying to squeeze out the last of the juice in this market from the final places of refuge in the market, which are the Magnificent Seven, those stocks, and there's nothing left. And so once those start to roll over, I think, Bob, that's where we're going to see, in my opinion, a shift out of the Mag 7. You're going to see those guys fall, and basically you're going to start seeing that bid into bonds and, stuff like TLT.
I mean, look, what we're seeing right now is, we're talking on, it's Tuesday, and all the commodities are up today, and the market started soft, and they're squeezed. We have OPEX week going on, but something weird's happening in the market. You got gold up, you got coal up, you got oil up, you got natural gas up, you got steel up, you got iron ore up, and so people are moving towards financial assets to hard assets. And Phil, tomorrow, I think we need to talk about what's happening in Japan. If you think we're macro bearish today, wait till you start seeing what happens if Japan does what we think it's going to do. Basically, just hold on to your hat, because that is another refuge that's about ready to go bye-bye too. So we're just warning you guys, this is not looking good. Every day, major layoffs. LinkedIn's laying off 500 people. These IT jobs are high-paying jobs. This isn't like McDonald's laying off a bunch of line cooks. All these people are getting laid off are probably six-figure jobs. I don't know what these people are going to do. I don't know how they're going to survive, Phil. I mean, this is one of the things where I take no joy in this at all, because I think the pain that these people are feel are going to be amazing. Starbucks right now is going to automate their entire barista process. So it's like, I don't know where people are going to fall back on to survive. This is going to be really, really ugly.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty, but, we're just trying to warn people to brace for it. And then, we'll have another growth cycle once we get out of this. And that'll probably be out of 2025 and into the rest of the decade, in my opinion. So we have good things to look forward to. But in the meantime, we have to brace and hedge ourselves. So guys, let us know your thoughts. Two things. One, do you think we're going into a recession? And two, when do you think that's going to be? Let us know your answers below in the comments. Otherwise, thanks, Bob. And thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Smash that notification bell and set it to all if you can. That really helps out our channel. Also, check out our specials at tradegenius.co. We'd love to see you in the room where we navigate these markets day in and day out. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Trade Genius.